in, especially if it's new males coming in, she would definitely try to defend them to the best of her ability and very aggressively, but she will get to a point when it gets to the stage that, just guys, it gets to a stage when her life is at risk, and if that's the case, she will sacrifice those cubs because she is able to mate again to produce more cubs. It's quite interesting, the aftermath after cubs are killed. For a day or two, lion and leopard will walk around calling constantly for the cubs, even if they've seen them killed themselves. So again, we are spoiled. We are the only people here. So we're going to move in again a little bit. And there are some other vehicles on the way, but don't worry, we are not going anywhere. So unfortunately, while I'm the only person here, I might have to use the game drive radio a bit. But as soon as someone else comes, I will hand it over again. So I'm just going to move to get my shadow out of the way. How's that, Uncle Brian? Hi, Pinky Swear in Michigan. Welcome on the Sunset Safari, Pinky Swear. I hope it's nice by the Great Lakes on this Sunday. Oh, did you see how much of that mane he grabbed there? He got a whole chunk of the male's mane. Look, it's in his mouth. It's got a mouthful of male lion mane. But sorry, Pinky Swear. Back to your question. Pinky Swear would like to know, how does that the female or the mother keep the little guys from following them when she goes off to hunt? She does it with aggression. She'll actually growl and snarl at them. Sorry guys, I'm just listening to the Game Drive channel, just trying to figure out who's coming in. I'll be back with you in a second. Having a good chew on that branch. Copy, make your way, be yourself and Craig. Oh, that's something. They heard something off into the distance. We have a question from Cheryl. Cheryl said she heard that a third Matimba brother joined up with Hairy Belly, and have I seen him? I haven't. I didn't hear about that, Cheryl. So I'm actually in the dark about that. I've only ever seen these two, the Hairy Belly and the Ginger. And also, she would also like to know, do lions cough up hairballs? Most definitely. Lots of them. There are, and quite big, smelly hairballs from time to time. obviously it's not only prey hairballs that they cough up, it's also other lion hairballs that they will cough up as they lick, or lion hairballs, from a lot of the allo grooming and licking that they do to each other. That obviously that got to go somewhere. So we're going to cross across to Scotty, from spotty little lion cubs to something slightly more stripy.
Welcome back, everyone, and we've got us at a bit of an awkward moment, but it's about to be beautiful. Just decided to reposition the vehicle so that we can see an awesome sight of some zebras coming down to drink. Oh. And we're going to be at a very low angle, which could work well. Is that going to be okay for you, Jean-Andre? Beautiful golden afternoon sunlight, and here they come. This is going to be awesome. Look at that reflection. This is too good not to snap off a few photographs, so don't mind me. Beautiful. Well, thankfully these are spoiled zebra. This is a small waterhole where water is pumped into. So it's fresh, clean water, not like the muddy water that would be down at the waterhole below us. And here you can see a closer view of the oxpeckers, the birds that were missing from the scene at Buffels Hook Dam earlier. They're really pretty little birds, and look at them all lined up there. Oh, really enjoying that fresh water, aren't you, Mr. Zebra? Or Mrs. Zebra, rather. They can be quite nervous around waterholes, even though we are in a fairly large opening here, so that was what that little run around was all about. We've got a little bit of a scare. And just a quick drink. I can't believe that little cub managed to pull out some of the fur from the big male's mane. It sounded like an incredibly cool sight to see. To keep them at bay. Such beautiful coats, and this is a wonderful angle down the spine. Well, I certainly can't remember when last I got to see zebra drinking, and we were really close as well, with perfect afternoon sunlight. So highlight for me this afternoon so far has certainly been this sighting. We rushed off to follow up on some alarm calls of monkeys and Inyala or kudu we heard earlier, but didn't have any luck. And I'm probably going to continue on towards the elephant now, but we're still a few minutes from there. Not a few minutes, but I'm not sure where they've moved off to. So we're probably going to send you back to Brent with all the lion action, and we're going to head off to find the elephants. We'll keep you posted.
Welcome back. We've got quite the little game happening right next to us. Given up on that game. It was attack the male's tail. But it seems like that has got boring. It's going to go attack and stalk sibling instead. Hi, Dennis from Massachusetts. Welcome on this sunset safari, Dennis. Dennis would like to know, with lions being majority of the time nocturnal hunters, would their success rate increase during the winter months while the days are shorter and the nights are longer? Their success rate does increase slightly during the dry months, but that is not really to do with the length of the days. It's because of the lack of decent food and distance between water for the prey species. So some of the prey species tend to drop condition during this time, making them easier targets. So rather the harsher climate for things like buffalo and kudu and zebra with lack of quality food and distance between water is more the reason that they are more prone to getting eaten by lions at this time of the year. Ooh, it's a bit angry. Then the length of the evenings. So you could even hear and see a little bit of that aggression that you'll see with adult lions around a kill. And you can even see that now at this young age. So the one in the middle there looks like the young little male to me, slightly bigger, slightly more aggressive, and slightly more possessive over things like the stick. And just in that behavior, you can see that it's probably, there we go, it looks like a little boy. Oh, bless you. Look at them go. Oh, and you see that instinct straight for the throat for the suffocation hold. That's why a lot of people think sometimes you might need to teach a lion how to hunt. 80% of a lion's hunting skills are instinctual, and the rest is learnt on the job. And there's a lot of people who think you need to take a wild animal or a lion that's been hand-reared and now teach it how to catch or hunt. And the only way to do that is you just take it out into the bush and leave it till it gets hungry, and it will catch something. See, a lot of those maneuvers, the kill, how to trip things, those are all instinctive reactions. They are not learned behaviors. Obviously, the more a lion hunts, the better it can possibly get at it. But most of the lion's hunting instincts are actually instinctual. Neil from Wales has a question for us. When these males that commit infanticide, and these nomadic males or even new males coming in, do they have a preference whether they kill female or male cubs? Neil, they don't. They will kill all the cubs because they will want the females to come back into estrus so they can mate and they can pass on their genes rather than the genes of the males that were previously in charge of the coalition. So while we say goodbye to these little guys for a little bit, oof, that was a good snarl. We're going to cross back to Scotty for a little bit, who's caught up with those pachyderms he was with earlier, and we were not going to move, and we'll be back with these little guys a little bit later in the show.
Welcome back, everyone, and look at what a beautiful scene this is. The herd of elephant that we were watching earlier has come up to the quarantine clearings, and with the sun setting in the background, it's making for a truly wonderful scene. I wonder what she's rushing off to there. Maybe she's caught wind of a tasty bush and another elephant is feeding on, and I think that's exactly what's happened. You can see she rushed in with her trunk to grab a branch. That silver cluster leaf is doing surprisingly well for this time of the year. Oh, the elephants to our right just had a little bit of an altercation with one another, and it's where the very young calf is with her mother. That's her mother who just broke off that branch. And look at how she's using her tusk to It's wonderful to just stop and listen to them feed. A go-away bird calling in the distance. A very, very peaceful scene it is. The quack, quack call that you can hear in the distance is a grey go-away bird. And there's a lot of fork-tailed drongos also calling. What I think we're going to do is reposition. We've got a really great opportunity to get some stunning shots if we get onto the opposite side of the sun, directly opposite the sun. So let's see what we can do here. I think it's back there, Jean-André, I think it is. It's tricky, there's a few bushes in our way, but I'm guessing that this is going to be our best spot here somewhere. Feet away from where we will be having our campfire chat this evening, so hopefully they decide to move off, which I'm sure they will. Well, they probably won't give us too much trouble, as they will be able to see us from a long way off and hear us, and they'll probably just avoid us. But they are very close to where I need to be, helping VM set up the fireside chat in the next 10 minutes. So the last half an hour of the drive you will be with Brent. And how convenient has this been? The elephants have literally escorted us to the campfire. For those of you who may be joining for the first time, a very, very warm welcome. And isn't this a beautiful, beautiful scene of Africa? If any of you would like to send us questions, you can, and it's a live safari, so we will be able to answer them right away. And you can hashtag Safari Live on Twitter or send an email through to questions@WildEarthTV. And we're going to be doing a fireside chat around the campfire this evening for the last half an hour of the broadcast. and it'll be great to have any of your questions or comments sent through about what we're going to be chatting about this evening. We've got some highlights of our most exciting and memorable clips of the week. Mine are seeing a large male leopard for the first time who's moving into the Arathusa property, watching the Inkuhuma pride of lions hunting a herd of buffalo, unsuccessfully, but still some great action. And also watching Sindile, a young male leopard, hunt, again unsuccessfully, but got some great footage of that. So send through your questions, and we look forward to having you around the campfire with us a little bit later. There are about 15 in total, so an average sized herd. And there's one quite small calf. It's obscured by the bushes at the moment, but it will hopefully continue moving south with the rest of the herd through a little open clearing. Gendre is trying to get you in there, but difficult to see. You will be able to make it out there. There it is. And the rest of the herd all appear to be slowly making their way south. And I'm guessing these individuals will follow. Leslie in California would like to know, do elephants have good night vision? And no, they've got fairly poor vision at night, but that's not too much of a problem for them, because an animal of their massive size doesn't have too much to worry about in terms of predators. And a lot of animals will give them respect for their massive size. But a lot of the herbivores are not nocturnal, or do not have good nocturnal vision. It's only really the predators that are designed to see well at night. But from what I'm told, elephants have got worse night vision, or worse ability to be able to see at night, than other herbivores. And that's probably because they lack that. They are so large that only in very few places will lions hunt them. Well, I think we're in luck. They're all going to disappear off in towards the sunset, and it's going to make for a beautiful scene. Andra, good evening and welcome to this wonderful, wonderful sighting. Andra would like to know, how old is the young calf that we're seeing? I would guess at around a year of age, because it looks like it's fairly well developed, but I could be wrong, give or take a couple of months either way. Bob in Iowa asks an interesting question. He would like to know if elephants will use their eyesight to feed, or do they mainly sniff with their trunks? And I would say it's mainly their trunks that they sniff with, although it certainly will be a combination of initially spotting a tree or a plant that it may like, and then moving up towards it to investigate it further with its sense of smell. Good question there, Bob, and it would be nice to know the exact answer, but I've often noticed that they will walk up to bushes and smell them and actually test them with their trunk, and often will let go and continue moving without plucking them out the ground, only once testing them. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. They could not have walked into a better spot if we had paid them to. And happily they are heading away from where we're going to be having our campfire a little bit later on. So we're not going to disturb them and they're not going to disturb us. Well, Donna would like to know what these elephants are going to get up to after dark, and they'll probably continue feeding for quite a few hours into the evening, and will sleep probably in the middle of the night for a couple of hours. From what I've noticed, elephants will split their sleep shifts into two different shifts, one during the day and one at night, but there could be 3 or 4 depending on the time of the year and the temperature. But the winter months prefer to relax in the heat of the day and feed when it's cooler at night. And what a beautiful scene as they disappear off to the south. It's been a wonderful, wonderful sighting, and I'm so glad to have shared it with all of you. But I need to head off now and start setting up the fireside chat, but I think we may be able to delay it for a moment or two just to capture a few last moments of the setting sun, and then we're going to send you back to Brent. I'm not sure what he's up to, but he'll have something planned for you, no doubt. Well done, Jean-Marie. That is absolutely beautiful, and aren't we all so lucky to be experiencing this wonderful winter African sunset.
Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, we're still with the Styx Pride. For those of you who might have logged in or joined a little bit late, we've got 4 adult Styx lionesses here, 2 Matimba males, and the 3 latest additions to the Pride, who are keeping us very entertained with their antics. The nice thing about cubs around is they are quite playful compared to the adults, who will sleep for the majority of the day. Oh, there's a stalk about to happen. There we go, charge and attack. So, as I was just saying, I see a lot of these lion behaviors, the hunting behavior is instinctive rather than learnt behavior. And you can see that even in these really young guys, the way they play, they stalk and they pounce on each other. And also, immediately how they do go for that sort of throat region for the suffocation grip. Hi, Rennie from Detroit. Welcome to the Sunset Safari. Rennie, welcome to the live drives. Really great to have you on the back of the vehicle this evening. Rennie would like to know a little bit more history about the Styx Pride. He'd like to know whether did we name this pride, or are they new to the park? Rennie, this is a very old pride in the Sabi Sands. When I started working in the Sabi Sands in the early 2000s, the then Styx Pride was already in place. They used to be a little bit further south of us then, and I think someone's going to get shouted at shortly. But Rennie, how we know this pride is that we have been seeing this pride. This pride has probably been viewed for over 10 or 15 years in total, and it has fluctuations. The biggest I ever saw the Styx Pride, it was about 14 or 15 lionesses in it. They're now down to these 4 that are with us here, and then there's another 2 apparently that are in. Oh, grumpy. Oh, danger. Sorry, Rennie, back there, just watching these little guys annoy the Djuma Matimba male. And so this is a very old and established pride in the Sabi Sands Game Reserve. And hopefully with these new additions, it'll continue to survive survive for a long time to come. It seems to be the best way to deal with a lion cub is to ignore. So, guys, remember tonight is fireside chat. So Scott's already gone off air, and they're going to go set that up. Brian and I will be joining them shortly. But so there's a couple of things we want you to ask questions about on Fireside Chat tonight. And one of the focuses is cubs. Since we have the Styx cubs here, we've got a new hyena cub at the den site. And we also have been seeing Sindile, that young male leopard cub, quite regularly. And to send questions in about that, you can email elephants remained. So what happened was that lots of playing with mom. So what happened was that the lions formed into much larger prides, up to 30 to 40 strong, and started hunting young elephant bulls that were on the peripheries of the breeding herds. So you could get up to sort of 15 to 20-year-old elephant bulls were hunted extensively by these lions. And obviously it's a very high risk, high reward sort of thing to do, because obviously an elephant can hurt a lion very, very easily. But this hunting would actually take them up to 8 or 9 hours to kill the elephant. But it was a very high reward, and then they would have food for a long time. Oh, get lost. No. There we go. Hi, Dylan and Rennie. And Dylan and Rennie both would like to know, do cubs get baby teeth? They do have a sort of milk teeth when they start out, and they will lose these as they get older. And quite often when you see lion cubs like this chewing on branches and that, it could be part of the teething process. There we go. There's that perfect little suffocation hold. And see, that's completely instinctive to go for that area of an animal. So that lioness has popped her head up, and she's also spotted those elephants. Oh, she's popped her head down now. But the rest of that breeding herd of elephants is moving on the edge of the quarantine clearings opposite us. Hi, Rennie in Detroit. Thanks for another question, Rennie. Rennie has heard me speaking about how instinctive lions hunting is, but he said he's heard that cheetah will often, females will catch and release smaller prey for their cubs to attack. Trouble's on its way back. Oh, hello. And so they're actually spotting elephants that are out in the distance, and they've just spotted the elephants out in the quarantine clearing there. With me for a little bit longer while I make my way out of the lion sighting. We're going to give another vehicle a chance to get in here before dark, because we don't view lion cubs this young after dark with spotlights, and we'll move out of the area at that time. Goodbye, children. So guys, apparently we had a few little drops in the stream. I apologize for that. I'm sure Eugene has been beating those gremlins with his broomstick. So those of you might have missed, we're leaving the sticks pride with the two Matimba males, and we're going to be making our way towards Fireside Chat. And remember, to send your questions in for Fireside Chat, you can send them now. We're looking for questions in particular on cubs, lion, leopard, and hyena, as well. So that will be one of the focuses, because we do have so many nice cubs around at the moment. Whoop, there's a hole. Whoop, there we go. There's another one. Let's try and get around it. So it's one of the themes we're going to focus on. Obviously, we've got the new hyena cub at the hyena den, and we have these wonderful little sticks guys, and as well as Sindile, who's almost a sub-adult now, closing in on about a year, 10 months to a year. But so we do have lots of little ones around at the moment, and that's always wonderful. Let's get back to the road. Okay, so we're going to start slowly meandering towards quarantine. Even though we could see it from where we were sitting with those lions, it is a bit of a trip around because we can't go straight through that thick drainage line. But what a fantastic sunset safari this Sunday. We had such a wonderful time. Brian and I didn't have to do much work. The little lion cubs did it for us, and we literally didn't move for a full safari. And we even got there 20 minutes early. And Scotty had some nice buffalo, a nice big group of buffalo bulls, and well as that amazing elephant in the sunset this evening. So what a wonderful combination of sightings for this sunset safari. And I'm definitely thinking I'm going to go look for some leopards tomorrow. Scott can come look at the lions. But we'll see. We never know what happens. We don't plan what happens. It's whoever finds the tracks or bumps into the animals. And that's the wonderful thing about being in the bush. You cannot plan what's going to happen that day. And the more you plan, the more the bush proves you wrong. So all you can say is we will try our best to track and find you as many animals as we can. So guys, as I'm going to hand over to Scotty shortly, so he can get you started on the fireside chat and I can Ferrari safari my way there. I think some of you are quite concerned about that elephant herd that was near the fireside chat site. I've heard they have moved away, so we are quite safe there. And even if they haven't, it'll be great to have them behind us while we have fireside chat. But anyway, we're going to cross you over to Scotty, and we'll be joining you in a couple of minutes at the fireside chat.
Start off with one of the Anderson male leopard. He is an absolute monster of a male, and he's growing his territory. He's pushing further into Tingana's territory, which is really interesting, and that's pushing Tingana deeper into Mvula's territory. Now, Tingana and Mvula are two males that we viewed on a fairly regular basis over the last 7 or 8 months, but the Anderson male was seen for the first time this last week, so we're going to play a clip on that, and then also the Inkahuma pride hunting buffalo. It was a pleasant surprise.